Scams and sharkers. No, not those kind of sharks.
Aww.
Scammers and sharkers. What are they? What is the difference? And how do we avoid them? A scammer by definition is a person who commits fraud or participates in a dishonest scheme. A shark by definition is a person who exploits or swindles others. For this video, I'm going to be putting the most common scams I could think of at the beginning, then the less common scams towards the end. First of all, before we get started, if you get added by someone you don't recognize or have not seen in-game, it's usually best to decline it unless you have items listed for sale. There's a ton of different ways people can go about this one, but usually involves adding you and telling you one of three things. Vote for my comp team, claiming they are part of Steam staff, or that they accidentally reported you. All of these are bullshit every time, and they all end in them trying to get you to click a link. I would honestly just not accept an ad unless you actually have shit up for sale, or you saw them in game. These are basically people who take advantage of someone's reputation to try and fool people. No, but for real, be careful with these people. Double check who you're talking to and make sure they are the real thing.
I found you, faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you eat those words.
In my case, my specific brotherhood is Disco Beatdown with Chromatic Corruption and Headless Horseshoes, and is also level 84. If you see someone claiming to be me and they do not have this exact hat, it is not me. Most suspicious sites are usually gambling sites, but there are a few that pretend to be already known sites like Marketplace.tf for example. Make sure you are typing in your links correctly. If you think you signed into a scam site, then change your password as soon as possible. When trading using cash, make sure the person is trustworthy. Usually this is from first-hand experience with them, and not by their plus rep on Steam and backpack.tf. Like I've said before, there's been way too many times a highly rep person has ran off with people's items. This includes cash trades. Keep in mind, even if they do go through with it and send you the money, some companies are a bit fucky with the item-related trades. Not to say names here, but we all know what company I'm talking about when I say this. Either way, people can do what's called a chargeback scam. Basically, they lie and say they didn't get their items they paid for, and for you, it's very hard to win this case and get the money returned to you. There are a few scams that take advantage of items being slightly different, but a huge difference in price. For example, a scam I brought up in a previous video was the difference between a festive item and a festivized item. OG festive items are the more expensive ones. They're also marked in the item description as limited. If it's festivized item, it will be marked as festivized in the item's description. A more common one is the Lucky Number 42 cosmetic. Lucky Number 42 has two qualities, unique and non-craftable. The difference is the non-craftable is very cheap compared to the unique quality one, like a 25 key difference. Pay attention to what items you are being offered. Duped items are basically the exact same shit as the normal one, but it'll say duped on backpack. Since then, there has been a history wipe of items, which means it's a bit harder to tell if an item is duped or not. But to be honest, dupes mean basically jack shit. The reason dupes were scary back in the day were because players were scared Valve would randomly decide to delete them. However, this has not been the case ever, and they still exist unless a player deletes them. I don't think I've met a single person that actually gives a shit about duped items ever since the history wipe. People used to care because it was a dumbass excuse to get an item cheaper than the unduped variant. No one really cares about dupes as much anymore, so if you get someone asking if they can check if your item is duped by trading it to another player, just block their ass because they're not only dumb but also retarded. Now that I'm done talking about the most common scam attempts, in my opinion anyway, let's move on to some that I rarely see anymore but are still worth mentioning. Which leads us to the next part. Now this isn't always a scam, of course. Sometimes people want to wager items in MGing, and that's totally fine. However, there's a very shark-like method of doing this. Basically, people will pretend they are dog shit to bait you into MGing your items. This usually ends up with them going into MGE and toggling their cheats/scripts. Don't be a dumbass, swallow your pride and walk away from these people. They want you to be a dumb, overconfident player. Walk away and do not engage with them. This is very unfortunate that I even have to say this, to be honest, but do not let people borrow your shit unless you genuinely trust the hell out of them. Don't be stupid, please. I know it's short, but I mean, you know, people fall for this, so. This one is basically a person pretending to be a bot on popular trade sites. For example, if you're using an automatic trading site like scrap.tf or a cash trading site that you want to deposit items into, make sure you are double checking that the bot that sent you a trade is a official bot of whatever site you are trying to use. Sites will usually have guidelines when they send you an offer telling you the details of the bot so you can match it up. Pay attention. Pyrojo already made a video about this quite a while back now and goes into way more detail about it than I could ever be fucked to, so if you want a lot more detail on it, go see his video. But just to give you the heads up, basically make sure the items in a trade are official TF2 items. This sounds really weird, but I mean it was a popular scam for a reason, so. This one is way more common on the Steam community market, but basically people put custom descriptions on items, usually being unusual effects or spells, and charging more to try to fool people into thinking that the description is real. You can easily get out of this by just double checking the description. Special text has different color. In Steam, spells are a lightish blue color. Unusual effects will have a yellow text under the item. Oh shit, sorry, here's the example. This one is where someone gets a middleman, which is basically just a witness that means jack shit, to be honest. But they will be a witness for the trade or spy crab or whatever the hell you are doing. If a scam happens, they basically record it or do whatever to make sure that, you know, you get in trouble from it. Truthfully, I haven't seen a middleman in like 8 years. Do they exist? Probably, but I don't know. But anyway, my point is, be careful. This one also seems pretty obvious if you've been playing the game for a while. But for those that are long-time returning players, maybe this will be useful. Lots of crates from the past have skyrocketed in value. Double check how much your crates are worth before selling them. If you've ever gotten added by random-ass people wanting to buy your crates, this is probably why. This one is usually related to getting Poker Night at the inventory items. Poker Night can no longer be bought on Steam, so people try to find other ways to get the achievement unlocks. One way is to family share your account with someone who owns the game. However, this can very easily go south and get your account stolen. There are people that legitimately do this and give you the achievements without stealing your account, so just be careful with this one. It's not always a scam, but when it is, it's rough. Trading can be a lot of fun, but it's also pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Hopefully this video will help you see through a lot of people's bullshit. Not everything is rainbows and gumdrops, kids. Of course, there's probably a lot of scams I missed, and if I get enough scams I think are worth mentioning, maybe there will be a part 2 to this. For real though, thank you guys so much for the continued support, it genuinely means the world to me. And I definitely love interacting with all you guys in the comments and on stream, it's honestly been a crazy ride so far. Been trying to balance having a full-time job and streaming full-time while also trying to edit videos on the side for you guys. Much more content to come, like always, be safe, be kind, and have fun trading.